Hi, good morning. Digital transformation is quite a vast topic. Numbers, fortunately, are objective, especially when written in binary. But the minute they become words, they become very subjective and very nebulous. A lot of us gathered here have different understanding of what it means, of what it entails. Uh, It's a room full of stalwarts with extensive experience. So I will limit myself to stating what we think as an organization is digital transformation. We've had some lovely discussions on data and analytics, AR, VR, ML, blockchain. All of this is but just technology, some new, some old. We believe that digital transformation is you, the leaders, in your own enterprises, embedding technology into your business model, your organization model, into the various functions across marketing, operations, finance, and not a one-time effort, doing it continuously again and again and again, iterating to see results. We believe that there are 5 elements to digital transformation. The first one, it's you again. It starts with leadership. The second thing is a product thinking. When we start steering conversations around having experiments, fail fast, but learn, speed and time to impact. This is building autonomous multi-skilled teams. This is just one of the aspects, changing our thinking. The third aspect, which is of utmost importance, is culture, organizational culture. How are the other key stakeholders, both the end users as well as the decision makers, reacting to the initiatives that you envision? And it's not an easy path. You would know that better than me, working on much larger scales. The fourth is easy. The fourth is technology architecture. How are you taking your decisions? What are your priorities? Where are you allocating budgets? What is important now in the short, mid, and the long term? And what are the available technologies? That's the easiest bit of it. I think the tough ones were the ones that went before this. And the last is operations. How are you making your decisions? What data informs the decisions across these 4 or 5 elements that we've already discussed? That's a lot of moving parts. I don't envy you. Admire is probably a better word. But the reason I said it's a personalized journey is that is not what the picture looks like. It's more like this. There are diverse starting points, different resources available, different operating constraints that you have to work in. So for each one of you, it's a very, very, very different journey. It is not a gray t-shirt, small, medium, large, that you buy off a supermarket shelf, right? Each one of your experiences would be very unique. We at TechAltered Solutions work on one small aspect of this entire spectrum of things, which is digital transformation. We are focused on cloud computing. We do one thing, and we do one thing well, is what I'd like to believe. So we are a boutique IT services organization focused on cloud computing. We focused in augmenting your existing teams. Oopsie, that's me getting confused between the clicker and the laptop. Sorry about that. So there's three of us who've known each other for more than a decade now. How time flies. We've came together with a single-minded focus of augmenting startups and enterprises on their cloud journeys. Amongst the services that we offer, we include migrations across infrastructure, data, platforms, applications. We do cloud infrastructure setups, configurations, cost and performance optimizations, support and security, and end-to-end managed services. We believe, again, at all points, the caveat is, I'm just stating my belief with my limited experience. We believe that our experiences over the last 5 to 7 years, cloud computing is a distinct lifestyle change from the way things used to be to the way things are right now. IT leaders were used to buying artwork. They were connoisseurs of good art. But what you get to buy today is a blank canvas and a bunch of magic paints, and you are expected to create your own artwork. Easy, difficult, you would know better. There would, of course, be some challenges in this journey which we aim to assist in resolving. A shift when we're talking from predictability to elasticity goes from a shift from budget controls to potential cost savings, a shift from feature checklist to vision. There was a lady from Builder.ai who was saying that 80% of features across all software offerings are basically the same. So when you're used to taking decisions on the basis of features and you assign numbers and weights to them and take a weighted average and you take a decision, my question to you is a product or service offering with 81.7 better or worse than something like 82.3? It doesn't really matter. That modality of taking decisions is so passé. What matters is which offering out there in the market is aligned with your vision for your business. It's not a bunch of numbers that will add up and make it objective. That's not what it is. Snapshot versus evolution, and any checklist that we just spoke about, how long does it last? Until the next cloud provider holds their reInvent or Ignite or Next, and out goes the feature checklist. In comes a new one. That is the speed of evolution with which the public cloud providers are innovating, right? So we will have to get comfortable that it's never going to be business as usual. Never, never again. So we'll have to start thinking in first derivatives of stuff that we've always thought about. Mathematically, we'd always be interested in a vector rather than the current position of any technology that we are trying to evaluate and take a decision on. Talking a little more about cloud computing, it is the principles that connect strategy and decisions. I'd like to highlight one specific aspect. Always, just because a provider happens to have a capability, it need not translate into a direct benefit for you. There is a lot of gap between the cup and the lips, right? The reason for this is the benefits are well known. Everyone knows what benefits cloud brings. What no one takes due care other than you yourself is where is your specific starting point. What is your specific challenge, your specific constraints, and how best to optimize for you alone? That is where we aim to personalize your decision making on a canvas of very standard offerings. What would be the best fit for you, right? So typically, different people in this room would be at different stages of their cloud journey. It starts with what we call arbitrary. You started with a cloud 5-7 years back, possibly with AWS because they were the first movers in the space. They were quite aggressive, offered a lot of credits. Then at some point, while we were still within your POC, the credits ran out. Azure was stepping into the market. They were offering some credits as well. And then GCP late entered into the game, same playbook. So now suddenly you find your enterprise workloads spread across 3 different cloud providers just because the initial decision making was on the basis of credits. And this is not a question, this is a statement. You'd be surprised to know, basis the number of conversations we have with different people, how many people are still at this part of the journey. And it's perfectly all right. It's not a target picture, but it is more common a starting point than you'd believe. Post that, the next step would be to get a little bit of maturity into it while avoiding vendor lock-in. We still go multi-cloud, but we start segmenting our workloads. For instance, we'd keep storage somewhere, AWS for cost considerations, and we would leverage analytics of another cloud provider just because their strengths allow for that, right? The third step would be where we're talking about a choice, especially for very, very large organizations, governments, where regulatory compliance would not allow for a single OEM to be present. Or you're running multiple parallel projects with each project team making distinct choices about which cloud provider it wants to be on, right? Oopsie, that's me again, missing a couple of slides while I continue to speak. And the last 2, parallel and portable. This is the holy grail of cloud computing. This is what you and I wake up dreaming of. Our workloads, enterprise workloads, are completely portable and completely independent of the infrastructure vendors that they run on. We run normal workloads on one cloud provider, on extensive demand are able to burst onto another, able to move workloads at will, or so we would like to think, right? But this also comes at a cost of complexity, at a cost of technical architecture. Not every cloud application is the right fit for containerization, right? There are workloads which don't permit. So how do you deploy those workloads? Now these are the kind of conversations that we are so keen to have with you on a one-to-one basis, understand your specific situation, and hopefully both of us enjoy a good conversation. Yes? 2 experiences, one from childhood, one from adulthood. From adulthood is what we will start with. Walk into a supermarket thinking that we'd get some bread and eggs, but we come back with bread, eggs, some cereals, some chocolates, and everything else beyond bread and eggs. It's been a similar journey on cloud computing as well, basis many of our conversations. We went in there because we wanted some compute, and we wanted some storage, and we had a workload to run on it, but suddenly there was someone at the other end of the phone saying that, hey, why don't you try this managed services? This is new in the market. This is the efficiency we give. And 6 months down the line, when you get your itemized bill, you see there are 10 line items of services that you start wondering what are you doing with them. Similar to a supermarket experience, not uncommon at all. This is about us taking a moment to pause, step back, reevaluate, fit, right? The second childhood experience I was talking about, playing a game. When we started our cloud computing journeys, we thought all the benefits that they said in the marketing literature would accrue to us magically. But that's not how it is. You know better than that. You get in there with a lift and shift, then you realize the need to refactor, the costs go up, you rationalize, you bring it down, the loads go up, you bring in some new features. We play it in iterative stages. Benefits from cloud computing have to be earned every step of the way, like those old Super Mario games we used to play earlier, right? So these are some of the conversations we hope to be able to have with each one of you basis your specific situations over the next couple of days. Again, reiterating, we work on a very small aspect of digital transformation, which is cloud computing. We are focused on just that. There are so many more elements to it on your plate, but we do that bit very well, which is why we are hoping for some very interesting conversations, all right? This is something that you'd probably have taken a look at in recent times, Gartner's report on infrastructure and platform services across the various public clouds. For the first time, Gartner chose to go into disadvantages of competitors that it listed, of people in its magic quadrant it listed. That makes for a whole different dimension. And just one more thing, all right? Can I have some help in playing the video?
Introducing Zoho One. Zoho One gives you a unified suite of business and productivity applications to manage your sales, marketing, customer support, HR, finance and operations, custom solutions, and more. All the business applications in Zoho One are fully integrated. With a unified app suite like Zoho One that seamlessly connects your marketing and sales, you can now measure the effectiveness of your marketing campaigns based on the leads and deals it generates. You can also connect sales with your inventory management system to update stock counts. Likewise, you can streamline your invoices by integrating your sales and accounting, automate sourcing, tracking, and hiring to recruit the best talent and build great teams. When your business runs on one unified suite of apps, silos dissolve and insightful strategies emerge. When apps work together, your business runs better. Zoho One, the operating system for business. Introducing Zoho.
So this last bit on Zoho One was our only SaaS offering. We primarily work on infrastructure and platforms. This we do from a philosophy standpoint, built quietly in India for some time now, built for the world. You must have a discussion to see what benefits it offers for you. And we at TechAltered are able to customize the suite of apps to your specific requirements because no two businesses are alike, even though it is a SaaS offering. Thank you so much for a patient listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ray. Thank you.